In a dimly lit room, shadows danced across the walls as a flickering candle illuminated the face of a young woman named Alara. With her heart pounding, she felt an invisible force calling her, urging her to rise above the chaos that had enveloped her life. Just moments ago, the voice of despair had echoed through her mind, declaring, "You are rejected by everyone who matters." The words stung like a bee, leaving her breathless and vulnerable. But amidst the darkness, a whisper broke through, soft yet powerful. It proclaimed, "You are accepted in the beloved and seated in heavenly places." Ilara closed her eyes, breathing in the warmth of that truth as a wave of comfort washed over her. The enemy's accusations seemed distant, melting away like snow under the sun's embrace. In her mind's eye, she envisioned herself standing at a crossroads. On one path lay the voice of the accuser, a relentless drone that sought to steal her joy, to kill her hopes, and to destroy her spirit. The other path glimmered with light, a fire awakening within her. She could almost see the signs of divine intervention waiting just around the corner. The phone call that would change her life, the unexpected opportunity that would open doors she never knew existed. The universe felt alive with possibility. The weeks ahead promised transformation, as if the very fabric of her existence would be rewoven. She could feel the layers of old disappointments melting away, making room for new beginnings. The notion of receiving tangible provision sparked her imagination. Would it be a promotion, an inheritance, or perhaps a miraculous cancellation of debt? The thought made her heart race with excitement, but with each promise came a responsibility. Faith required action. Ilara sensed the urgency. She needed to reach out, to grab hold of the blessings that were being offered. She recalled the importance of participating in her destiny. It was not enough to wait and wish for change. She had to act. Type 777 in the comments right now, echoed in her mind. A call to declare her faith and seal her commitment to the journey ahead. The idea felt daunting, yet liberating. With trembling fingers, she pulled out her zone, ready to share the message of hope with 3 friends, those who had been battling their own demons. This simple act could be the lifeline they needed. Days passed, and she watched as the signs began to unfold. Each confirmation brought a tear of gratitude to her eyes. Friends reached out with words of encouragement. Circumstances aligned in ways she could hardly believe. The heaviness in her heart began to lift, replaced with an exhilarating sense of purpose. Then came a profound revelation. A long-lost friend stepped back into her life, seeking forgiveness and reconnection. Just as promised, the relationships she thought were beyond repair were being restored, reinforcing the truth that not every connection had to be severed. Some were meant to flourish. Alara stood on the brink of her new reality, filled with gratitude for the divine orchestration that had led her here. She realized that this journey was not just about her breakthrough. It was about the lives she touched along the way. By sharing her message, she was not merely spreading hope. She was a vessel of transformation, a beacon in the darkness. As she embraced her new season, a smile spread across her face. The warmth of purpose enveloped her like a familiar blanket. The promises that once seemed far-fetched were now tangible, and she knew the best was yet to come. Ilara breathed in deeply, whispering to the universe, "Breakthrough is mine." With renewed faith and an unwavering spirit, she stepped forward into her destiny, ready to witness the miracles that awaited her. The journey had just begun, and she was determined to embrace every moment with open arms. In a world filled with endless distractions, where the soft glow of screens often drowned out the whispers of the soul, there came a moment that demanded stillness. "Stop everything you are doing right now," the voice echoed, resonating deep within the listener's heart. It felt as though the universe had conspired to bring them to this very point in time. A celestial convergence written in the fabric of eternity before the very foundations of the world were laid. As the sun sank beneath the horizon, painting the sky in hues of amber and violet, A young woman named Ilara sat on her bed, 1,000 thoughts swirling in her mind. The weight of her burdens felt like a heavy cloak, one woven from the threads of heartbreak and disappointment. "Put down your phone for just a moment," she read, and instinctively, she did. The silence that followed was almost palpable, wrapping around her like a comforting shawl, urging her to listen. With each word that followed, Ilara felt the stirring in her spirit, a quickening of hope that had long been dormant. "Your name has been spoken in heaven," the voice continued, a divine declaration that resonated through her very being. Tears pricked her eyes as memories flooded back, the nights spent weeping into her pillow, the silent prayers whispered beneath a veil of despair. Every moment of feeling abandoned and forgotten was acknowledged in that powerful message. "You are not alone," it declared with a warmth that enveloped her like sunlight breaking through clouds. In that moment, Ilara felt a flicker of strength ignite within her. She remembered the betrayal of those she had trusted, the friends who had turned away when she needed them most, and the family member who should have been her protector but instead had caused her pain. Each recollection was a scar, but now they began to transform into badges of resilience. "The enemy has been terrified of this moment," the voice proclaimed, unraveling the web of doubt that had ensnared her heart. Ilara's pulse quickened as she realized that her struggles were not in vain. They were part of a greater battle, one that had raged silently in the shadows. She had felt weak, but the truth was she was powerful beyond measure. She was a warrior, not simply a victim of circumstance. The very things that had sought to break her were instead forging her into someone extraordinary. As the message urged her to type Amen in the comments, Ilara felt the warmth of faith bubbling up inside her. This was her declaration, a willingness to embrace the future, to believe that her breakthrough was at hand. If you sense something powerful is about to happen in your life, type yes, it instructed. With trembling fingers, she typed, her heart racing. Suddenly, the weight of her past felt lighter, each burden slipping from her shoulders like water from a duck's back. In that moment of clarity, Ilara understood that she had been chosen, that her name was etched in the annals of heaven. The enemy's lies, whispers of inadequacy and worthlessness, were being dismantled before her eyes. "You are a world changer," the voice declared. The realization struck her like lightning, illuminating the darkest corners of her mind. She wasn't merely waiting for a breakthrough, she was being prepared for one. The voice continued, tearing down the false narratives that had plagued her for so long. Every lie that had kept her shackled in doubt was met with a truth that rang clearer than any bell. She was destined for greatness. The promise of restoration was not just words, it was a reality waiting to unfold. With every proclamation, Ilara felt chains of fear and insecurity shattering, replaced by a fierce resolve. As she closed her eyes, the last words echoed in her mind. The season of waiting ends. The victory is now. The promise is manifesting tonight. And in that stillness, beneath a sky filled with stars, Ilara felt her heart align with the rhythm of destiny. She was ready to step into the light, to embrace the future that awaited her with open arms. No longer forgotten, she was on the brink of becoming who she was always meant to be.